Good morning. What's going on? Welcome to the ride. Real quickly, little talk real quick about everything concerning the Dallas Cowboys. As we all of us get ready to go into our various jobs. Hope you're having a good morning so far. I'm sharing right now. Hope you would do the same. Come in and hit that like button. I know it's early in the morning, but hit that like button for me. If you do not mind, I would appreciate it. If you want to contribute to the podcast, you know you can simply by going to Cash App. It's right there under my name, I believe. Yeah, there it is. $ the Big Time Show. If you're on YouTube, you can use those. The super chat button. You can use the stars for Facebook. Hope that you do that. As the Dallas Cowboys once again are the gift that keeps on giving. And boy, did they give yesterday. Christian Parker, I really don't, as far as my stance goes. Uh, if you've been following my show, you already know how I feel about it. Uh, he's my fraternity brother. That alone gives my full support. Now, some of you guys, they don't have nothing to do with football, but it has something to do with brotherhood. It has something to do with your brother's back. It's believing in achievement in every field of a human endeavor. Christian Parker is that. And but beyond him being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, it is obvious and is well known that he's a good coach. You don't hear too many people saying anything negative about him so far. His track record speaks for itself as far as no, he's never been a defensive coordinator. However, he has been a position coach. He's been in part of game planning. If you listen to at least the Philadelphia Eagles, they will tell you he was a significant part of their defense. Defenses that have won the Super Bowl, of course, and have developed all pros. And so this guy is a real football coach. I think we hit a home run. I hope that Cowboy Nation will be patient. Sometimes lightning does strike and you catch it in a bottle and you can 1 year turn everything around, but usually that's really not how it works. You have to build. And it's good to build with a kid like this, very young, very innovative, knows football. If you heard the press conference yesterday, he's 34 years old, but totally coaching. He's been had a coach's hat since he was 21 years old. So, know again, he's a virgin when it comes to calling a defense where it's his defense totally. But when you've been in coaching since 21 years old, and then to be under some of the best of this generation's coaches, defensive coordinators, in Vic Fangio and Vance Joseph, that right there is an education in football all by itself. So he's been under that. You hear the players rave about him. It was just a good one. Now, as far as the press conference goes, there's a lot of things that you could take away from it. For the sake of time, if I was doing my regular show, I'll go through just about all of them, but I'll just point out two or three things, then I'll let you go. Everybody wanted to know what we are going to run. Everybody wants to know. You kind of figured, considering his background and who he came from, you kind of figured that he was going to lean toward a 3-4, and that's exactly what you heard yesterday. And he said, starting off, they asked him, and he said that we were going to be multiple. I caution Cowboy fans to kind of chill out of getting too excited about that. Not saying that we are not going to be multiple, but we heard the same thing last year from Eberflus. That was his first thing that he said we were going to be multiple. Well, we found out that we were not multiple. Part of that is because of the personnel that we had, but we were not multiple. And actually, we were predictable. So Christian says the same thing. We just have to wait and see if he's that. But you did hear that the foundation of the defense will be a 3-4. And then he did say you have some 4-3 principles in it, stances. You heard all the different, the 4-2-5 defense. You heard about he even mentioned a 6-man front. That's crazy. But it will remain to be seen what we can run, how we can run it. We heard the same thing that he said yesterday that Eberflus said. You know, you heard Christian Parker said that if we got man corners, we'll play a lot of man. If we have, zone corners that play the zone well, we'll play zone and we'll mix up. The same thing Eberflus said. Again, he has to find out exactly what his guys can do. And he really don't know that yet because he don't have a roster yet. Once he has his roster, there are a few players that he already knows about. You heard about that with Siobhan Ravel and Deron Bland, who I think are going to be your 2 outside corner starting off, barring health. You heard a little more description about that with him. I think he likes Ravel a lot. He went back to his scouting report when they were in the draft process with him. So for him to go that route, I think he has his eyes on Ravel. Then, of course, Bland speaks for himself. He spoke about that. So, I believe it when I see it. I'm not charging Christian Parker, but if you ask me, do I believe there will be multiple? I do, because that's what we saw in Philadelphia. That's what you saw in Denver when he was a passing game coordinator there. One of the things that he snuck in, they asked him, how do you, what do you want to do? Main 2 things, and of course he gave the proverbial, standard answer of saying that we need to stop the run and then affect the quarterback. But in one of the things that he said was very interesting that the Cowboys have not done in a long period of time that he is known for. And that is, he used the word that you could get pressure off a quarterback by, of course, blitzing. But then he said you could get it off disguise. We haven't heard that in Dallas in a very long time. I can't even tell you the last time we really had something like that. But that is what he does. Or at least that's what he did in Philadelphia. I'm not sure. I do remember Denver with Vance Joseph. There was a lot of disguise in their defenses as well. And so, what are you saying? Well, how can you get pressure on the quarterback by disguise? Well, it's about making the quarterback hold the ball just a little bit longer, which will bring your pass rush in. And of course, it causes confusion on the quarterback, which could lead to a mistake. And so that was really good, for at least for me to hear. Of course, you can't really say anything about nothing really until we get this thing really started with, practices and stuff. I don't want everybody to the man just had his introductory press conference. Let's not fast forward to week 1. Let the brother get a roster first, see what he's working with, and then take it from there. They asked him about is anybody coming with him from Philadelphia. Of course, he can't answer that because it's tampering period. He just said we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Can't really speak to that. So let's let him get the players first, and then let's let him get, go in and get the identity. But it was good to hear a foundational type press conference. Brother's incredibly smart. You can see it. Football smart, definitely. Very articulate. Was not stumbling at all. He's ready. It's obvious that he is. It's just his moment. He's built up for this. Let's see the next step. The next step is finding guys that's going to fit his system. He gave you one description yesterday. What's up, Jay Bryant? You perfect timing, because I'm about to go somewhere with this. If you were listening to the press conference, he gave us a tremendous clue about what he is looking for, at least in a nickelback. Did y'all hear that? What he said was, this dude is kind of like a guy, if you were playing street football, you don't care how big he is, how small he is, you're going to get the best guy because he's going to make all the plays. It makes no difference where you put him. He's going to make the play. And what he was talking about in a nickelback, what he wants in a nickelback, he wants a guy that can line up in the secondary. And he said he wants a guy that can line up as a linebacker sometime. He wants a guy that can line up as a defensive edge. He wants a guy that can cover and of course, fit run support. So when is the last time we ever heard of a nickelback who can do all of that? So it's almost kind of like a Kyle Hamilton type dude, the all-pro safety from Baltimore, or back in the day, something like a Jamal Adams when he was healthy. That type of dude. That's what we got a clue. So Jay Bryant, you being the draft guy, we need to start. I think based off of what he was saying, especially the 3-4, which means you're gonna have some stand-up linebackers that can play linebacker and can get off the edge as well. This is just me. Because Christian Parker gave credit to our front seven yesterday, and I don't really think it's the front seven. It's just me. I think that the defensive line is a great place to start, but when you start incorporating our linebackers into the situation, I don't think that we really are really great at our front seven. The linebacker room is in question to me. I think that we're solid as a defensive line as of now. I'm not saying that we're ready to play football. We can build off that, but we got some good foundational pieces in the defensive line area. So based on what he said yesterday, two things, the 3-4 and the nickelback, I'm thinking already, y'all figure this out. Appreciate you, Jay. I'm thinking that the way that we've been talking about the draft, as far as personnel goes, I'm thinking that we got to look at the draft differently. As far as a lot of y'all saying, go get an edge. I'm thinking that they might want linebacker now. I know we got Maris Leofow. I know we got Overshown, but Overshown, you really can't depend on his health. I don't know what Parker feels about Leofow, and of course we got I don't think Murray is going to be here, and I know we got Shamar James, but those are inside linebackers. Who's our edge type of linebacker in a 3-4? I don't think we have that unless Christian Parker feels a certain way about live foul. I think Overshown is gonna get the chance to be to start, but can he stay healthy? And that may be where outside free agents come in. I'm not saying they'll fill it. I don't know if you want to. I wouldn't want to fill it in the draft, but Cowboys might want to do that. But I think there's a gap just based off what he said yesterday. If you didn't look at the press conference, you need to go look at it and kind of rewind and listen. Because if you know about a 3-4, your linebackers kind of almost a hybrid. They can handle the defensive line, they can get on the edge, and then they can also play. They can cover. So I think we need to start. I hope that the Cowboys will fill in some of this stuff in free agency, and I ain't talking about no flea market free agents either. Everybody was talking about Nakobe Dean coming and all that type of stuff. Wherever he comes, that's a good spot. You know what I'm saying? But at 12, a Sonny Styles kind of looks real good right there, based on what I heard yesterday. Our edge guy that runs a 3-4. Let me tell you something, Jay Bryant. If you're in here, I think that we need to start looking at 20, because he'll be there probably. Is that kid from Auburn, Falk, the outside linebacker edge that played in a 3-4 at Auburn? He's already standing up. He stands up already. He's big enough on the edge, and he got a little hybrid in him to be such a big type of guy. I think this dude coming to play now, and nobody ain't been calling his name really. This just me off the top of my head, because and you did hear him say, they asked him about have you asked anything about 12 and 20 in the draft? And I think Christian said no. And he said, are you going to try to influence him to take defense at 12 and 20? And Christian Parker's answer was absolutely. There wasn't no hesitation or nothing. So obviously, Christian Parker wants defense. And then you got those 2 first-round picks. And so, and based off of what Schottenheimer said something very interesting yesterday. He said we wanted to get our identity on offense. He said that last year, and obviously we did that. And then now he says, we want to make sure we get our identity on defense. So it's obvious to me, may not be, whatever. I think that the draft, at least, will be a heavily defensive draft. And I even throw in the free agents as well. Just based off the little clues that you heard from both of them. I think that we have to, if you want to, everybody can listen to the same thing and get a different answer, response, or whatever. I really believe that there were some clues yesterday, which leads, of course, to the combine. I believe that Christian Park is looking for these dudes, young dudes. Very interesting. I hear what you're saying, Jay. I just saw it. Say you out on fault. I was just pretty much just going by. I was going by that he already plays a 3-4. He already knows it's not a hard transition for him, and he's good. I like him. I haven't really studied him yet. I don't know how well he gets off blocks. I don't know. He's not a Hall of Fame type, you know, edge guy. That type of burst. You don't have no Michael Parsons burst, but what he is, he's big. He can set an edge, and he's familiar with the 3-4. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I like that. But I just thought that might come into play, considering probably at 20. I would think that Falk, I think you said something about T.J. Parker. I can't read it. But those type of guys probably will be there. Me personally, I ain't too sold on T.J. Parker myself. I think we already got that. Falk is a better player to me than Parker. And I'll just give him credit like that. But I really have to study him. It just came to my mind, just guys that are gonna be probably right there at 20 that kind of fit that. And he's obviously both of them, Park and Falk, are edge guys. But Falk can play 3-4. I'm not sure about Parker. I ain't really I ain't gonna say I don't like him, but I don't want Parker. I really don't want to think about Parker, so I really haven't studied him. Falk is interesting. I just threw that out there. But overall, if you're a Cowboy fan, very good press conference. I mean, you can't, if you find some negativity out of that, I don't know why. But everybody's not gonna be happy. It is what it is. A lot of people want to talk about Jerry and Steven not being there. Jerry can't get right. He can't win. Can't win either way. If he was there, everybody would say he trying to hog up the spotlight and let that man talk for himself. We don't need all these stories and all that type of stuff. Then if he's not there, you heard people talking about, well, why ain't he there? He must don't like him because he's black. I mean, come on, stop it. Brian Schottenheimer cleared that up very quickly. That he's extremely excited about the guy. And trust me, if Jerry wasn't excited, they wouldn't have hired him. Come on now. So Jerry can't win whether he's there or not. Me personally, I was glad that Jerry and Steven were not there because obviously if Jerry and Steven were there, Jerry would have been Jerry. I mean, it ain't no doubt about that. So that eliminated his voice. Not that his voice was not needed, but it just eliminated it. And you got to hear Christian Parker for yourself. And Schottenheimer is smooth enough. He did all the introduction, but Schottenheimer is a guy that will get out of the way too and let this man talk for himself. So I was, a lot of people, I saw that. Why Jerry ain't there? Why Jerry? Come on, y'all. Let's not do that. Jerry Jones is wherever he is. He's very happy about the situation. Steven Jones is happy about the situation. They wouldn't have hired him if that would have been the case. Let's let that die. Let's stop that. Overall, again, me personally, I'm not surprised that Christian did well. I know what he made out of. That's beyond football. I know what he all about. He's a noob. That doesn't really, only if you understand. The noobs understand. We're not surprised about how articulate. I don't want to get in no trouble, but why everybody so surprised how articulate he is? That's just give me a break. Man, stop it. Man, the man know how to talk. Good God. Stop it. Like it's a shock that a young man that's 34 years old is so articulate. I mean, like, come on, man. You wouldn't have said that. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I ain't gonna get in trouble today. All right, let's just stop. Let's stop. The man is a great teacher. The man has personality. I promise you that. The man is a noob. You know, I'm not surprised at all of his presentation. I'm excited for him. I'm behind Christian Parker 100%. But let me preface my saying that if he comes in, and this ain't apply to everybody, it's just me. I'm with him. If the Cowboys in week 1 come out here and get 40 points scored on, I'm with Christian Parker. So y'all understand the depth I have with him. And yes, it's because he's my fraternity brother. Yes. Solely and alone. I'm riding with Christian. I'm riding with him. All I'm saying is this. Now we got that out the way. We've heard from him. We heard from Shotty. It's been the Shotty and Christian Parker show. That's the reason why I said I'm glad it worked out the way it did yesterday. So far, it's been the Brian Schottenheimer, Christian Parker show. I'm glad those were the two that were there. I'm happy about it. Now it's time for them to move, slide, exit stage left. And now Jerry and Steven about to jump into the chair, to the driver's seat. This is their time. Let's hope they do the right thing. And, hey, I heard Jerry say he's changed. Well, we about to find out. We're about to find out. Let's find out. It's their time now. They're about to take over. It's almost time to draft. Free agency. It's their time. Christian and Brian Schottenheimer, I give a big, nice A. Nice check mark on what they've done. No doubt about it. I have no problem with it. Now let's see. Let's see what Jerry. Let's see if they're still listening to their coaches, and will get out of the way and yield to them. Let's see. So far, I'm loving the offseason of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm loving it. We're off to a good start. We're off to a great start this offseason. We're off to a great start. That's the way I'm feeling about it. I love it. Have no problem. Now we about to find out the genius of Brian Schottenheimer and Christian Parker. Even though I said Jerry and Steven about to get into the seat, that don't mean that a mute button is about to go on Parker and Schottenheimer. No, they're gonna be suggesting. All right, this guy here fits. This guy right here, this is what we need. This is where Will McClay comes into play. Right, sure that is already started. It's Christian Parker. Christian Parker's gonna tell Will McClay, all right, this is what I want in an outside linebacker. This is what I want in an inside linebacker. This is what I want in a cornerback. Will then goes talk to the scouting staff. They go in and start looking for those specific guys that'll fit his system, and they start looking for them right now in the combine. They start looking for them in the free agency. It's time. I'm sorry, I said Jerry and Steven. No, I apologize to William McClay because this is his time. This is William McClay time. This is when this scouting department goes to work for real. Step by step. And I think they're gonna get the job done. So, man, I appreciate you guys hanging with me. for the ride this morning. Sorry if I didn't speak to you because obviously I'm driving. But I'm about to park right now. And I'm gonna holler at y'all. All right. I will see you guys again. I am late too. Exactly. Hey, Kels, I see you. I see you. Yep, he did in his press conference. So that process obviously has already begun. And I believe we're gonna be all right, y'all. Love Timo. Appreciate all of you guys. Let me speak to everybody since I'm in the park. Jay Bryant, Hearsay, Joe Terry. Appreciate all you guys hanging with me this morning. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging with me. Excited. You guys take it easy. I will see you guys. Appreciate you, man. What's going on? Hey, for those who coming in late, just hit that rewind button. I think I did 36 minutes on the way here. I will holler at you guys, and I'll see you soon. I can't really tell you the time because my son has me with his AAU ball right now, basketball. For instance, I got 2 games tonight, and my son is really just room. I love it. But he dictates my schedule right now. As far as, so I can't really predict. Trust me, when it's time to come on, I'm coming. All right, turn on those live notifications. Hit that like button as you go out. I'll see you guys soon. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.